Okay, it's your boy Warren B. Author Pimp God, what your mama should have told you. And today we talking about, I guess we could say, the Kim K standard.
Kim K standard, yes indeed.
We were chopping up the other day because, we saw this interview with Kim K in which she was talking to a white lady. And she actually said in front of this lady that something actually very spiritual. And I think it impressed a lot of black men. What impressed them was not her long flowing hair and that it grows like that, or that it didn't come from India, or that her skin is light, or, they did a good job on her lips. What impressed black men was when she said that black males in particular in this country are treated unfairly. And then she said, and in addition to that, as a mother who's raising black men, I want to use my position to create a society that's as fair, and equal for them as possible, just as a mother.
Right.
But the thing I think that really got black men's attention is when she said, I'm raising black men. And I think the reason that clicked with us on a deeper spiritual level is because your children are not your kids that you're raising. Your kids are actually little adults.
Exactly.
That you're helping to cultivate.
Mm-hmm.
They're already adults.
Yeah.
But they're just little.
They're just little.
And so that philosophy goes right into the idea of a rites of passage, where I've seen in a tribal sense, by the time a child is 8, the tribe that he's a part of is inducting him, ceremonially into the society as a man.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
At 8. So yeah, he may not be able to lift 50 pounds, but if he can lift 20, then whatever he can lift, whatever he can do to help out in the society, he is literally accepted in the society as a man. That's what's lacking in the black community. We don't have a rites of passage. Mm-mm. We need a rites of passage. The custodial parents in the household, which is not black men, don't have a rites of passage. So when do your boys become men? Never.
Never.
But you complain about the fact that there are no men in your community. And so we looked at Kim K as being a certain standard. But like I said, it's not for shallow reasons.
Mm-mm. Everybody think that it's for shallow reasons, right?
Yeah.
Because she threw a monkey wrench in the game. Mm-hmm. when she started turning it around. And that everybody's looking at her hair, lips, makeup, nose, eyes, eyebrows. I mean, countless times I've seen the picture of people want to look like her.
Yes, absolutely.
So she threw a monkey wrench in the game because she's supporting her man through all the stuff that they're trying to accuse him of being crazy and all of this, but she's right there lockstep.
Yeah.
And she said her black men, which threw a lot of black men off.
It
like,
really
wow.
Did.
Like even black men I know say, man, I never heard nobody even say that like
That's
that.
Correct. That's correct.
I mean, so that touched me to my heart, just that alone, because you don't hear sisters are argue with me all day online, saying that why is she, she's not doing anything and all these different things. I said, but the key for me is that she supports her black men, her kids, and her man.
Yes. And she said something that was also very impressive to me as a black man. There was a questionnaire, 73 questions. They do these with celebrities.
The Vogue.
Yeah, Vogue 73 questions. And one of the questions that impressed me the most in terms of how she handled it, this shallow female that's just doesn't have any talent, but she's rich for no reason. That's what people say. The whole thing is they asked Kim Kardashian, not a black woman, what do you like best about this black man that you're married to? Of course, they said, what do you like best about Kanye? And the answer was stupendous. She said, I like that he's himself.
Yes, that is beautiful, man.
She said, I like that he's himself. Not that he's trying to be accepted by whites, or that when he's around white people, he starts talking very nasally.
I see that all the time.
He's not switching it up. She said, I like that he's himself. She doesn't try to edit him.
Nope.
So that he'll fit into the white society. She likes that he's his fucking self. Right?
I was just talking to you the other day about how women that I've dated in the past work at these corporate jobs, and especially around the holiday time, they invite me to their holiday party. They used to always say, well, okay, just behave yourself when we go. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? What you mean behave myself?
They're briefing you.
Yeah, and I used to always wonder, what does that mean? Because I would ask, because I want to know, am I talking too much?
Yeah.
Am I embarrassing you?
Sure.
Or what? Because I would say, just don't be,
Don't be yourself.
Basically, don't be yourself. They would say, just don't be, it'll always be there, and then it'll stop. Just, I know what. So what you're saying is absolutely correct, man. Most of our sisters they're so used to dating boys.
Yes.
That they raised to be big boys, that they just prep them before, listen, little Johnny, before we go in here, you gotta da. They talk to their men, supposed to be men, as boys. They treat them as such.
Yeah.
And like you said, Kim, I love it because she allows him to be himself.
Yes.
She loves that about him.
Right.
She don't want an edited version of what Kanye is.
That white people will accept.
Yes, I love it, man. I mean,
I really do.
They don't understand. Even now talking about it.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's an amazing feeling, man.
I talked to an older gentleman a long time ago. He was probably 35 or so then, maybe 48. I think he was in his mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
And I asked him, as a young man, when did you know that you became a man? This was a question I often ask older men, because I was trying to understand manhood. And he said something very interesting. He didn't say, because my family created, an environment that inducted me into the society to let me know that I became a man, right? Mm-hmm. So that I will put old things away and, take on mature responsibilities. There was no point at which he knew that he crossed that threshold. Exactly. He said he was at a gas station one day and there was a kid out there pumping people's gas. This dude is like 30 something. And he said that the little kid said, "Excuse me, sir, can I pump your gas for you?" And the fact that this kid called him sir, this is what is left for black men to figure out when we become men. Yeah. A kid calling us sir.
Yeah.
No personal development, no tools that we got from the house. We just have to stumble upon our manhood by happenstance. And then we get judged by our women that left us no tools.
Left us nothing to work with.
So my question my first question is, why are so many American black women so upset with the idea of brothers digging on certain aspects of Kim Kardashian? What do you think? What is egging black women, in your view?
I think deep down what eggs most black women about that whole situation is that she represents something that they should be. A lot of them will say, no, you just, I get a lot of them saying, you saw it too.
Yeah.
That we like her because she's white. Now she's a white woman now. And I saw in the past, she's not even white. She's Armenian. She's this. So now she's just a white woman.
Yeah.
Because she's doing what she's supposed to do by her man, her black man.
Yeah.
And black men are seeing some type of light and saying, wow, that's encouraging to us.
That's it, sure.
So a lot of our women are having a hard time accepting that because she's not out here living that thought life. I still see people trying to hold her to that.
They do.
You've heard it. Some of my clients even said that.
Yeah.
Where she has, she has a past. And I said, what woman out here that we know of don't have a past, or maybe even worse?
Starting with your mama. Because there's a certain category of dicks that we'll never ever hear about. That will never ever get funneled into the calculations. And that one of those categories is that never should have happened.
Yeah.
There's a whole category of dicks that we'll never know about.
Yeah.
We'll never
but they want
know.
to judge her.
But they're judging her.
And I'm saying, you don't have any room to judge her. At least, at this point, you can't put her in that category of an Amber Rose. Look what she got now.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying, no.
She got 2 kids, right?
Yep.
By two different baby
Two different
daddies.
dudes, and Kim has all her kids by one dude.
4. All 4 by the same
So
dude.
you can't. We got to take her out of that category. They're trying to keep her in there, but you're looking pretty bad at this point.
Yeah. Throw in the towel, sweetie. Okay, my next question. What makes Kim K a more ideal mate for the black man than most black women today? What's another aspect that makes her more ideal for, or not necessarily just her, but someone of that ilk
For today's
black man? Yeah.
Well, she's the standard in my book because she represents the Western woman here. Because you can't argue, and some people, here again, a lot of sisters get mad saying, why you like her so much? Which is why we're doing this show, but I'm saying she's probably the most popular woman on the planet.
Probably, yeah.
So I'm saying, I ain't the only one that thinks something of her.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I could die today and she still be popular.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I don't understand that aspect. But what I do know is that it's appealing because she had a quote unquote thought life before.
Yeah.
Okay. But now I have a lot of respect for her in the sense where a lot of these women, most of these sisters still have thought lives.
Yeah.
And I know some with families, have kids.
Yeah.
They have dropped babies out still and still out here running around trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Kim represents that woman that went through that, especially in this Western culture.
Sure.
But she's the ideal mate now because she has resources.
Yeah.
She's using her resources for her man.
Yeah.
And for the greater good of her family. And the greater good of her community.
Yes.
Okay? So she's utilizing that, and she's unapologetic of supporting her man through all that he goes through.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's super encouraging, which, like we talked about before, when she called him, that's her superhero.
Yeah,
when she said that, man.
Yeah.
Even now, man, I'm like, it seemed like, is she just saying this stuff that she know black men never heard?
Yeah.
You wonder, because these are things that you inspire to be.
But when you go back and you listen to his music,
yeah,
you see an individual who many would call arrogant because of his self-image.
Exactly.
Go back and listen to the remix with Beyonce and Kanye, My Ego. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And all you hear is, even is his line, he says, gold-plated Earl, because everything I throw up, blow up. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, yeah, that's nasty, but I'm saying, he just saying, we know this is a figure of speech, right. But he's saying that he thinks that he's a fucking superhero. He thinks that he just fly, he thinks he's the ish, and he got a billion things
to confirm
that. Biatch. So I'm just saying,
and that's how most black men should feel. Which is why, whether you agree with him or not, that's my whole thing. I respect that he's getting it done, and he has a big ego about doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to respect that. And I'm saying for black men,